So NXT was dumb
Dumb though. Why dumb?
because it started off dumb because why the fuck did she have to drop the belt?
I mean, to be fair, the last time we was in this situation, it was Keith Lee and he dropped the belt.
Okay, but here's the problem that I have with that. Last week she did the double title defense, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Yeah, I don't think you could do that."
Yeah, in that case, it's dumb, but like maybe like they thought, yeah, it's too hard for her. They thought like it's not a her thing. Like
Okay, but
she
all
should
right,
have
if
told it
that's
to them
the
more.
fact, then why do we have to go through with last week? Why do we have to go through with last week and we just go to this week and it's just like, oh, fuck it.
No, that's what I mean. Like it's dumb regardless. Like now in retrospect, I'm agreeing with you, but they're probably implementing that part of the storyline. It's their botch, but they were like, we don't want you to do that, so you got to give it up.
And she literally says it. She literally says it when they're talking to her. She says, I'm okay with defending both titles. She
Yeah.
said, I'm okay with defending both titles. And they're like, nah, you can't do that. We're going to strip you of one. So, yeah, you got to give up this title. And it's like, what? Like, then why would, like, we knew where this was going, but they could have did this a whole nother way. They could have did this a whole nother way, but they're like, nah, we're doing it this way. It didn't make any sense to me. It didn't make any fucking sense to me.
Yeah.
Well, I know people are like, what the hell? How did y'all get started on this? It just was something that irritated me about NXT. But hi
Okay, I'm
guys, we're
here.
here on podcast. So yeah. So yeah, that's how
Yeah.
that started. But that whole segment, like it didn't make any sense to me. And then like what happened afterwards, like it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense because it's like I said this last week, and like we should have had this finished. And now it's like a little wrinkle in there for no reason, even though we got like 2 or 3 weeks left. But it didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense.
Okay.
So it's Stephanie Vicaire and Ava in the ring, and Ava's telling Stephanie, "Yeah, you're gonna give up the North American Championship." And Stephanie basically said, "I want to make my women's division the best that there is, so I'm giving up this title." And she's like, "Okay." And then she said, the only way I'm going to give this up is if I get to pick who I face as stand and deliver for my women's title. So Jordan Grace comes out, and Jordan is ready to go. But then Jada Parker comes out and was like, no, no, no. You cost me my match last week. So now we got beef. Now, here's the thing about this
Hmm.
they do have beef. They've been beefing for like 3 or 4 weeks. They've been beefing for like 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
They should have squashed this by now. They should have squashed this by now because we should be looking straight at Jordan versus Stephanie. What I've been saying for a while is Jordan versus Stephanie at the pay per view, stand and delivered. We should be done by now. But then I
Didn't
no
they
no
have
no
a match to like squash that already? Like I swear they did.
no. They're going to have it next week.
Okay.
And next week is if Jada wins, she gets in. If Jordan wins, Jordan gets in.
Which
But it's
obviously
like,
Jordan's winning. So,
of course, of course. But like this feud should have been wrapped up.
uh-huh.
Like this makes it like even more complicated because like okay, last week Jada could have lost clean to Stephanie, but
Yeah.
Jordan came out and she cost her the match, and it's like, oh, okay. Like it makes sense, but this is overcomplicating a story where I'm like, I just want the story to be easy and quick. I want it to be easy and quick.
Yeah.
This just doesn't make any sense to me. It's just like it should be easy and quick, and it's like, no, no, no. We're gonna do extra steps for extra bullshit for extra reasons for no reason.
It's like our complaint for like certain like stories like tag team matches and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like they fucking overcomplicate shit.
Yeah, it's like this should have been so fucking easy, and it's like, no, no, no. We're gonna make this weird and dumb, and it's like, okay, whatever. But then they get into a brawl, Jada and Jordan throws this fucking security guard high as fuck out of the ring on the Jada.
I thought I was having a fever dream. Like, what the fuck? I didn't think she could do that.
Dude, this shit was fucking hilarious. Like she just grabbed him and just he just went, yeah. We're like, oh shit. Like, she threw shit on this dude.
That's why when you text me it, like I kind of like no sold it because I still was in disbelief. Like, wow.
Yeah, that shit happened. So then we have they said they're gonna do the ladder match like I knew that they were gonna do.
Hmm.
So then we have the women in the back. And in the back we have Nikita Lyons, Lola Vice, Fallon Henley, Cora Jade, and everybody else in the background. And Lola and Cora start beefing. Like they're about to start fighting. And it's like, okay, I guess that's probably going to be a match in a few weeks, maybe.
Sounds like it. Yeah.
Yeah. So then we had Zarya versus Last Legend, and whoever wins gets into the ladder match. Listen,
Mhm.
this was a good match, but not like a great match. But I immediately was like, there's no way Lash is winning. Like, there's no
Yeah.
way Lash was winning. I'm like, Zarya's going in. Like, that's all I thought the whole match. It was like, yeah, Zarya's going in.
Yeah. Like I don't know who questioned that. Like Zarya is the new blood, of course.
Yeah, and if like my calculations are correct, the Metal Girls are going to the main roster.
Yep.
Like, it feels like they should just be going to the main roster, and we should be done with this. They're out of here. Zarya's staying. You might as well just have Zarya win, and that's what happened.
Quite a few people probably going to the main roster, but we'll get into that when we get to it.
Yes. So then we had Inamori and Briggs in the back, and Wesley and Ty show up, and Inamori basically challenged Wesley to a one-on-one match.
I was okay with it.
I was confused. Like I was confused because I thought like, oh, they're gonna challenge Ty to a tag team match, and they were like, no, I want to face you one on one. I was like, oh, okay.
I guess like for people like me that don't know too much about this guy, we get to see more of him.
Yeah, I know that, but like they have programmed him as a tag team guy this whole time, and then all of a sudden it's just like, no, he's a single guy, and it's like, yeah, but like here in NXT, he's just a tag guy.
Yeah.
So it kind of threw me off. I was like, okay, and even Wesley was like, okay,
Wesley's gonna get fucked up, isn't he?
yeah, he is, he definitely is. But it'll be a fun match. He's definitely gonna get fucked up.
All right.
So then we had Kalani Jordan. She's like, yo, I want to be in the North American ladder match. And all of a sudden, here comes Roxanne out of fucking nowhere where I'm confused again. I'm like, why is Roxanne here? Like Roxanne
Exactly.
should not be here. Can you
That
explain to me
fucked my
why
head
she's
up.
here?
No, I had an explanation for the other one. This I have none. Like I'm fucked up. Like that's who I was alluding to when you was talking about fucking the meta girls and whatever. That's another one that automatically needs to be in the main roster. Wasn't she just feuding with Bailey?
Exactly. Like they just dropped that cold. Like, unless something happens next Monday, like this means nothing. Like she's just stuck in NXT forever.
I
Like
mean, granted, like they need like I guess they need her star power, but fuck it, why?
they don't need a star power. They don't at all.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even joking. They have Stephanie, they have Julia, they have Jordan. They don't need her star power. Like
No, I totally agree with you. I'm just saying I guess that's their excuse. Like I don't see it. I agree with you. They have everybody else.
like the perfect thing, like we'll get into it when we get to Raw, but like the perfect thing would be her to cause Bailey at next Raw, but at the same time, that feud makes no fucking sense, which I'm a bitch about when we get to that, because it's like if that's going to WrestleMania, it's gonna piss me off because of so many reasons. And like it just it's just a lot of shit that just doesn't make any fucking sense here. And it's like I I'm not happy, and I hope like I'm gonna give it this. I'm gonna say after WrestleMania, I really hope shit turns around and gets back to normal, with normal storytelling, because from January to now, it has been fucking confusing because everything has just been dumb as shit. It's like, okay, we know where we're going, and they're like, haha, we're gonna fuck with you. And we'd be like, all right, they fuck with us a little. And then they'd be like, haha, we're gonna fuck with you some more. And it's like, okay, the first fuck is all right, but like the second is just like unneeded. I don't like
Stop fucking with us.
it. Yeah, it is like it's so like it was like everything was lined up so perfect because like the storytelling's like it was going perfectly fine, and then it's like, nah, we're just gonna fuck everything up. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. So then we had Dark State talked about by the family. They talked about each member. They said who was who, and so at the end, Stacks Two Doms is like, yo, we need to go after these people, T. They're dangerous. And Tony's like, no, no, no. We're gonna wait. We're gonna get them at the right time. And he's like, T, trust me, we need to go after them. And he's like, no, no, no. He was like, I got this. And so Stacks is like, fuck it. He was like, all right, I'm gonna listen to you, T. He's turning on him, right?
Definitely, definitely. Because like, if you notice, like each person they were talking about had a description.
Mm-hmm.
When Stacks was talking about this guy, he was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh, he has the power, the ability to like talk to you like he's your friend." Basically, alluding like he could brainwash you.
Yeah.
What if Stacks got brainwashed and he's part of it too?
But that's the thing. Like I would go with that if this wasn't brewing for like months for now. Like this has been brewing for months. Like every little feud that they've been in over the last 3 months, Stacks has always said something and been like, "Oh, he's definitely leaving. Oh, he's definitely leaving." Before Dark State even existed, it was like it was like little small beef between them, and Tony did the thing was like, oh, I'm gonna give you power. And like when you do that to somebody, that means like, oh, it's beef. I want to squash it and settle it by like making this person think that they're somebody, but they're not. And
Yeah.
then when they realize that they're not, they fuck you over.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we're at here. And now more or less like they're gonna go after Dark State and they're gonna get fucked over and Stacks is going to leave them when they need him the most, and he's just going to be done. He's not going to have anything to do with Dark State, but he's just going to go out on his own, and he's going to be done.
Okay.
Because like I said, this has been brewing, and this has been pissing Stacks off. Like, yo, we need to do this, T, and T be like, no, 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 we're going to do this. T, we should do this, and he's like, no, no, no. Then when you give him that little bit of power, and he's like, no, no, no. He's like, no, no. He's like, I just gave you that to just calm you down, but you still the underboss. He's like, but I know what I'm doing. And like now it's like he knows what he should do. And Tony's like, nope. Like you're like you follow me. I'm in charge. And it's like, all right, I'm done with this shit. So I to be honest, what I really want to happen, which is not gonna happen,
Mm-hmm.
is Tony takes the other I mean not Tony, Stacks takes the other two and they just beat the shit out of Tony and just get rid of him.
That could happen. That could actually happen.
Like that's what I want. I want them to do that to Tony and then just get rid of him and just say fuck him and then just move on.
Yeah. Because Tony kind of owes him. If you remember going back and whatever, like a while ago, this you said this been brewing for like 3 months. I say it's been brewing for like a few years now.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember when Tony went to jail? Stacks was
Mm-hmm.
the one that bailed him out and whatever. And it was still kind of some dissension there, at least what I saw. You know what I mean? I know like you could argue it's probably part of the plan or whatever, but
Mm-hmm.
what if it wasn't? What if Stacks is really getting frustrated with him even back then?
Like then it's like it has to happen, but like for some reason WWE and AEW go, we're gonna draw breakups for so long that you're gonna be so angry at us that when the breakup happens, you're not gonna give a fuck. And this is gonna
Basically,
be one that I'm not gonna give a fuck.
same.
Because it's another one on Raw that I'm like, they're dragging this out too long. It would have been the perfect time, but they're gonna do it till I don't give a fuck. And I'm almost at that point.
Yeah.
So then we get Hank and Tank, and they're with Pretty Deadly, and Pretty Deadly's trying to teach them how to be a tag team until No Quarter Catch Crew and goes, "You guys suck. We're gonna beat your ass," and then they leave.
Out of all
I know,
tag teams to like actually like quote unquote try to train him, like what the fuck?
but that's the thing. This is what I was about to say. I see where this is going, and it's going to be one tag team that they're just going to fucking flip on because you notice each week is another tag team talking to them, trying to get them
Yeah.
right. Another tag team,
Mhm.
and it's going to be one tag team that talks to them. They're going to lose, and they're going to beat the shit out of the tag team afterwards.
Yeah. Who do
So
you see it being?
I don't know because it's going to be a main roster tag team though. It's
Yeah.
going to be a main roster tag team. I don't know who it is, but it's going to be after WrestleMania when they're like switching up the rosters, and whoever this tag team is going to wind up being in NXT for a while.
Yeah, I could see that.
So No Quarter Catch Crew takes on Hank and Tank, but in the audience, which I seen them in the audience, and I was like, why are they there? It was swipe right. I was like, why are they there? Like,
I immediately got pissed off because I don't like them.
yeah, I don't like them either. And like, I know people are like, well, that's the point. They're heels. It's just like, there's heels and then they're just annoying fuckers. And those
They
are annoying fuckers.
definitely annoying fuckers because they're usually the type of people I like. I can't vibe with them.
Yeah, they're fucking annoying as shit.
The funny part, like I actually told you about them with their show and whatever. I call it Let's Fucking Go, whatever. No, that's not it.
Yeah, it's Evolve.
Evolve and whatever. I told you like I don't like them. You're like, why? Now you see why I don't like them.
Yeah, they're just annoying as shit. Like everything that I've ever seen from these guys as swipe right was like, I fucking hate these two. Like, and I know that's like the point, but like, it's deeper than that.
Mind you, it's not the fact that we don't get it. We get the gimmicks quite right. Whatever. I guess you agree with me. We just don't like it.
Yeah, I just don't like them. There's just something about them that just like irritates the shit out of me, and I
Same.
don't like it. So then we had Trick Williams out, and Trick came out and he was talking shit. And then Javon came out, and Javon was pissed off because Trick is calling out Oba, and he's ready to do the match with Oba at Stand and Deliver. And Javon comes out and was like, "Yo, Trick," he was like, "Listen, man," he's like, "You need to stop talking to me the way you talk to me." And Trick just kept talking shit, and then Javon Evans was like, "Dog," he was like, "You know who you are?" He's like, "You're not even Trick Williams. You just Carmelo Hayes." And the funny part about it is Trick was saying some stuff that sounded like Mello in the beginning of the promo, and my mind was like, "Damn, that sounds like Mello." But I just like wrote it off. Was like, yeah, whatever. And then when Javon said it, I was like, "Damn!" Like I was right. He did just sound like Mello right there.
Like I swear to God, and like your memory is better than mine.
Hmm.
Obviously, like I swear to God, he actually said verbatim, "I am him."
He did. He did. He did. That's like that was one of the things that caught my eye. Was like, wait a minute, did you actually say that? And then like when Javon pointed out, because I thought I was tripping. I was like, oh no, I'm tripping. And then when Javon pointed out, I was like, oh, that was done intentionally. He did say that because Javon just called him out on it. All right, got it. So they start going back and forth verbally until Oba comes out, and they both say they want to face Oba. Oba is just like, you never won a championship, and you shouldn't even be champion. And he's like, all right. So then Ava was like, all right, fuck all this. Like, we're doing a three-way. And I'm not joking. I didn't make that up and just do a hyperbole. She literally came out and was like, fuck all this. We're doing a three-way. I'm not doing this. She was like, I know exactly what you want. And I swear to God, one of them literally said, that's not what I want. But she did it anyway.
I think it was Trick that said it because I think Trick is the main one that wants it one on one.
Yeah. And she straight up gave them. a three-way, and then all of a sudden, here comes Dark State. And Dark State beats up Oba. Then they beat up Javon, which people are like, oh, it's may not be Javon. And then they beat up Trick. And he was like, well, look at the way that they just like attacked Trick and they beat up Javon. And it's like, dog, did you see how they beat up Javon? Like, did you see it? Like, they love tap this dude. They didn't really like the way that they kicked Oba's ass, the way that they kicked Trick ass. You compare that to what they did to Javon? Yeah, that don't add up.
I agree with you, but to be
Mhm.
fair, he fell on that mic. He got fucked up.
Yeah, he did. Cause like I was like, I literally kept saying to myself, I was like, is he okay? Is he okay?
Like he's more than likely the leader, if not the like second in command, but he didn't come out there shit unscathed. He got fucked up too.
And I found out something that's like that adds more credence, especially if WWE leans into this.
Okay.
So Saquon Sugars, who is the dude with the do rag in his head in Dark State, him and Javon used to wrestle in the Indies together. They used to be cool. And it's like, huh. So if they lean into that was like we've always been friends and this is why we're doing this, and I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, they need to lean into that.
Cause like one of the things that like they keep saying is like we keep getting overlooked, we keep getting overlooked, and Javon has been overlooked. Like every time he's about to go for a title, everybody's like, you don't deserve it, you shouldn't be here, blah blah blah, and they keep talking shit about him. So if they lean into the whole story of, oh, we're taking what we deserve, the big thing would be have him win the title with their help at Stand to Deliver, Stand Tall, beating down Trick and Oba, leaving them both laying and him the champion standing there tall with his crew. And it's like that that works. That
Yep,
works. Like it's a heel turn. He's a leader of a faction. He's a world champion. He checks off all of the boxes to go, okay, this guy can carry the show.
I'm good with that.
Yeah. So then we see Mr. Chase in the back, and he's beat up, and Kale Dixon and Uriah Connors come out to help him. But this is from last week, and apparently, it looked like they were taking him back to school.
That's what it looked like, right?
Yeah. So as they're doing this, we get Jada Parker and Jordan Grace fighting in the back for no reason. So then we get Hank and Tank, and they're in the back, and they're talking about being a tag team, and they bump into Fraxium, and Fraxium is back there, and then all of a sudden, Swipe Right shows up, and they start talking shit, and they basically challenge Fraxium to a match next week. And Nathan Frazier goes, "All right, fuck it, we'll do it." And Axiom's like, "Dude, I don't want to fucking wrestle these dudes."
I agree.
No, I agree too. So then Roxy walks by and he was like, "Oh man, NXT has a bunch of hotties." And I'm like, dude, I hate you so fucking much.
Same. I actually got pissed off.
Yeah, it's just like these guys are so fucking annoying. I don't want them around. Oh Jesus. One of them looks like a fucking kid. Like I'm not even joking. He looks like a fucking kid.
You know who he reminds me of? Josh Matthews when he first started.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's like this dude's a fucking kid. Why is he here?
Because he's a kid. That's
Yeah.
probably the point.
So then we get Roxy versus Kalani Jordan. And Roxy's beating Kalani's ass, and Kalani gets the win. So Kalani's going to the ladder match, and Roxy is just stuck in NXT purgatory forever.
Now, that I have a problem with, right?
Mm-hmm.
another thing I have a problem with, the match was awesome. What
Yeah.
the fuck are they doing with Kalani? Because one minute she's a face, next minute she's a heel. Like, she's like the next generation Big Show or Mark Henry, which they didn't know what to do with them. So every week they fluctuated between both things.
Okay, so I'm gonna shoot her some bail. I'm gonna shoot her some bail.
Okay.
And the reason I'm gonna shoot her some bail is because the fact that Roxy is a super heel. Like she's a super heel.
Yeah.
So Kalani had to play face against a super heel. But the way Kalani won was not a face way to win. She kind of cheated to win as a heel. So
Yeah.
I understand her playing more of a face because she's in there with a super heel and she has to play between that.
Okay.
So then we get Ricky Saints in the back. He's getting an interview because later on he has a main event against Sean Spears for the North American Championship. And he says the revolution will be televised.
Didn't think he was gonna say that shit.
I'm glad that he said it. I'm glad that he said it because now they can market it and it be his thing.
Does he have the absolute thing? I meant to ask you that.
He hasn't used it yet, but he probably will.
Oh, okay.
So then Kalani bumps into Zarya and she's like, "Yeah, me and you were in the ladder match." And she was talking to Soul because Soul said something and she was like, "You're not even in this, so I don't know why you're talking." And Soul was like, "Dude, like I'm not beefing with you." And then Zarya goes, "Well, she may be because next week she has a match." And Soul was like, "Wait, what? Like I have a match next week?" And she was like, "Yeah, you have a match next week." And she was like, "Oh, okay. Well, I have a match next week." "Oh, okay, cool."
Yeah.
So that was funny. So Soul, I hope Soul's in it because she's dope in a ladder match. So
Definitely. She's
yeah.
gonna like pull off a fucking show.
So then we get Ava, and she's in the back, and Ava's talking, and Ava says, "Hey, listen, next week, because Dark State is a thing, we're gonna have Oba, Trick, and Javon in a six-man against Dark State." I was like, "Oh, okay, okay."
Sure, pal.
I was like, "All right." So then we got to the main event, and the main event was Ricky Saint versus Sean Spears for the North American Championship.
I like this match.
Oh, this match was great. This match was great. The fans fell in love with this match, and Ricky was so over in this match, and like everybody just start like coming out of nowhere and start swinging. He starts beating all of their ass. He beats the whole Collins ass. Then he beats the shit out of Sean Spears, gets the pin. 1, 2, 3. The place goes crazy. He's celebrating. He's standing there, and then all of a sudden, Ethan Page shows up.
Which you called.
Yes. So Ethan Page lays him out, and everybody's chanting, "Tony fumbled."
And in my mind, I'm fucked up. I'm like, who the hell is Tony Fumbled?
What the fuck? So there's a lot of discourse online from this, but how do you feel about the Tony fumbled one?
Fans will be fans. I don't know why there's such discourse of fucking fans saying bullshit. Like, they want to say Tony Fumbled, Tony Fumbled. It's not like it's not true.
Okay, so like I like sometimes it's okay. Like this one didn't bother me because like it wasn't a big thing, it wasn't a big focus, so I didn't really give a fuck. And the thing that fucking pissed me off was like everybody was like, "Oh, but it's on NXT in front of 300 fans." Like, yeah, Tony really fumbled, and like they just start shitting on NXT, and I'm just looking at them going like, "Okay, you do know how stupid that sounds, right?" Because the more that they're shitting on NXT, it doesn't look as cool as you think it does because NXT's ratings are bigger than Dynamite's every week. So it's not what you think it is. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No, I definitely got you. Like it's stupid. Just take the
Yeah.
L.
Yeah, just stop this like go, okay, yeah, he fumbled, all right, whatever. Just leave it at that. Like it's there's no reason for you to argue this.
It's like going back to the past. WCW versus WWE or F, whatever it was, right? How many times
Hmm.
did WWE get the L?
A
A
lot.
bunch, right?
Yeah.
And like WWE just took it on the chin, like fuck it. Like I don't see what's the whole discourse of just taking an L. You'll get them next time. Fuck it. Who knows? Like months from now, Tony signs like a big star and whatever, and like they get a win later. You know?
It shouldn't even be no discourse. People should just move the fuck on. It's not even that
Yeah,
deep.
yeah,
So speaking of shots back and forth, Monday Night Raw.
yeah.
This was so the funny part is like I kind of knew that this was gonna happen, even though it was like 2 weeks of bullshit. I was like, guys, it's gonna come a point where we're going to get the verbal jabs that we need to have between Cena and Cody. I'm like, all right, it's gonna happen, guys. And I was like, after a few weeks, I was kind of giving up myself. Like, I don't think it's gonna happen. And this actually was this was a spark that it needed, but like I'm still not giving Triple H a pass. I'm not saying, oh, the build of WrestleMania is cool. I'm not giving you this pass. No, fuck you.
No, I agree. It's okay, if anything.
No, this one, like this did knock it out the park. I'm not gonna lie, this knocked it out the park, but at the same time, I'm not giving you a pass because we still got a few more weeks. Everything isn't like as good as it should be. I'm still not giving you the pass. Like I'm still not giving you the pass.
It's not like it went from like my anticipation for Mania went from a 4 to maybe like a 6 or 7. It's
Okay,
still not there.
okay. But this one, it started out with Cena comes out, then Cody comes out, and Cody goes, nah, 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 fuck all of this shit. Like he's like, you have come out here week after week and said the same bullshit about the fans. He's like, He's like, John, I'm standing right here. Why don't you say something about me? What you gonna talk about my lips? What you gonna talk about this? Talk about my neck tattoo? Talk about blah blah blah. He's like, what are you gonna say, John? He's like, what you gonna say? He's like, there's nothing you can say. I took everything off the table. There's nothing you can say.
I created a company where they booed me. That one
Yeah,
caught me off guard.
like he just like he totally ripped himself down and shut John down. Was like, you can't say nothing about me. And then he just was like, but you he's like you he's like there's so much I can say about you. So Cena got on the mic, started talking shit, and said that nobody knows who Cody is. And he doesn't mean like I don't mean like just nobody knows. They don't know who he is because Cody steals pieces from everybody he loves and tries to be him. He doesn't have his own identity. He's not himself. He's He's just a carbon copy of John Cena. And John gets angry seeing him with the belt because he's not authentic. It's like when we used to hang out, you used to be authentic and you are not that. I told you to be it and you didn't and you failed. He's like, look at you now. So then Cody rebutted and Cody just goes, you're talking about somebody authentic. You were built by a billionaire who we can't talk about. We can't even mention his name. And everybody's like, ooh. I was like, damn, they mentioned Vince. And he talked about how Cena was just running around a company and they were protecting him and everybody made him Super Cena. I was like, okay, all right, that was it.
That was a good shot.
Yeah, he talked the shit. Then Cena came back and Cena was like, I make billions for empires, and you still from a billionaire's son. And everybody's like, oh shit, AEW reference.
Yep.
Yeah. John Cena mentioned AEW. Not by name, but by, you know,
By just hinting at it, yeah.
yeah.
Will they ever like either one say WWE or fucking AEW?
One of them will. If AEW loses popularity and momentum to a certain degree, WWE will mention
Okay, because I remember a
them.
while ago, Sami Zayn actually said AEW.
Yeah, like that one was like the only one that ever been mentioned. But like once AEW starts losing steam, they'll mention them. They'll be like, all right, yeah, you suck.
Yeah,
So John said, I don't bury people, I bury mediocrity. I was like, okay. And they just were going back and forth. Like fucking Cody cooked them again. And then John left. John left. And Cody goes, you know what? All that's cool, but the fans never chanted to me I couldn't wrestle. And John got pissed.
that actually pissed me off, and
Why?
not the fact that Cody said that, the fact that John got pissed off at that. He said he mentioned Vince. He said this. He said that. He literally called him a piece of shit. Oh, but you can't wrestle. That's what set you off. What the fuck?
Dude, but his like this is what popped me about this was like it was such an obscure chant that like I remember when people were saying like we're actually chanting it to
Uh-huh.
Cena when he was wrestling
Same.
and, and we would be like, oh shit, like they're actually saying it. And the fact that Cody brought it up popped me because like a lot of fans that like probably don't remember that. They probably don't remember when they started chanting at the Cena. Like
You
they
know,
probably don't because a lot of them just like either were too young to remember or they weren't like plugged in to go, oh shit, they're saying that.
yeah. Because
But
remember
that was
after a while he started like picking up more moves and whatever. Like he started doing the code red and
mm-hmm,
bullshit like that. So he got better eventually. So
yeah,
that's probably why people don't remember that, but I do.
yes. And then John got in the ring and he tried to hit Cody. Cody hit the crossroads and laid Cena out, and that was that.
I wish
So
we would have got an angle with the bald spot to see if, like it's still there.
no, it is
That's
still
just
there
me.
because when he hit him with the crossroads, it popped off. So yeah.
Okay.
So then we had the New Day, and they came out and they were gonna do a tag match. And Adam Pearce said, "Okay, well, I got it. You're gonna face British Strong Style." And Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate came back, and they wrestled the New Day. And the bad part about this, I was like, "Oh, they should win." And then the New Day won, and it's like, "Oh, this is part of a story." You know what's fucked up about this story?
What?
I don't even remember this story starting. I don't even remember them talking about this story. This story just popped up.
The story just began. Like, yeah.
Dude, no, because New Day was like, no, we want a shot at the tag team titles, and we've been saying this for weeks. And it's like, I've been watching Raw for weeks. And like, I don't remember them speaking of the tag team titles. I don't remember them even saying anything about, oh, Pierce, we want the tag team titles. I don't remember any of that.
You know why you probably haven't seen it? Because they usually have their segments during the commercials.
That's the thing. I see all of the commercial, the in between commercial segments. It wasn't there. Like this
Okay.
is like this is literally like I've saw so many people go, well, when did the New Day ask for their tag titles? Like it's understandable because if you go back probably like 4 or 5 weeks, not even joking, you go back 4 or 5 weeks, they mentioned something about the tag titles and it was never brought up again. They weren't on the show, they weren't on the commercial breaks, they weren't anywhere. It didn't exist. And then all of a sudden they come back and say, hey, we want the tag titles. And Pierce said we can get the tag titles if we do this. And it's like, what? Like, it's what?
Yeah, it's a whatever thing. At least that's gonna be a match. Fuck it.
Yeah, they Like they won, and then all of a sudden the War Raiders came out. I'm like, what the War Raiders coming out for? And like, oh shit, they're the tag champs. Oh, that's what happened. That's
I'm not
exactly
the,
what I said. Like, oh shit, they're the tag champs.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that forgot they were the tag team champions.
Yeah. So then we had Gunther versus Jimmy Uso, and this was great because
Uh-huh.
Jimmy and Gunther are having a good match, and then Gunther just started beating the shit out of Jimmy. He chokes Jimmy out, and he leaves him laying. He goes to beat him up again. Jay comes out, runs off Gunther, and Gunther goes running. So in the commercial break, and this was like a 3 minute commercial break. The whole time Jimmy's in the ring and Jay's trying to help him up. And I'm just like, this don't seem right. Like, I'm just like, this doesn't seem right. So they finally come back from commercial and Jimmy and Jay are walking to the back. Jay's holding them up. Then Gunther attacks them both. And I was like, oh, that's what it was. So Gunther attacks him. He zip ties Jay to the ropes and he hits Jimmy with a belt shot. Jimmy is bleeding. And then Gunther he just destroys Jimmy. He just beats the living fuck out of him. And he beats the living fuck out of him so bad that Jay is like, yo, just stop, man, just stop. And then Gunther lays Jimmy right in front of Jay, and Jay's trying to grab him with the zip tie. He's like, come on, man. He's like, just give me your hand. Come on. He's crying, trying to get Jimmy. And he's just trying. And Gunther is just walking around talking shit with Jimmy laid in front of Jay. And then he was like, no, 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 it's not over. He picks up Jimmy. He gives him a power bomb. And then he chokes him the fuck out in front of Jay. Blood all over Gunther, all over Jimmy. And he's just choking him out, and Jay can't do shit. Dude,
They
this is,
they fucking made me love this match.
yes, this was fucking great. I fucking loved it. I fucking loved it.
Same.
This rejuvenated the match build, and it was like, oh, this is good.
Rejuvenated. They fucking made the match build. To me, there was no match build before this. For real, for real. Like
Hmm.
fucking Jay won the Royal Rumble. I choose him. Yay. And that's all it was.
Yeah, like the only thing was like Gunther said he was gonna whoop his ass every week. I'm gonna whoop your ass every week, and he started doing that, but he never followed up, like just continuously. You know what I mean?
I got you. You could basically like put this one in there too. Like he beat him mentally with this.
Yeah, like this is gonna make Jay snap. Now Jay's gonna fight back.
Mm-hmm. We'll get that quote unquote right hand man now that
Yes.
Jimmy was talking about last week.
Hmm. So then we get Judgment Day, and they're in the back. They're all talking, and they got a tag match later on against Penta and Braun. And Finn is hyping that up. He's like, "Yeah, we got a match later on." And they're talking, and they're with Liv and Raquel, and they literally just go, "Hey, like we don't need a new member." Well, Finn says we don't need a new member, and Dom's like, like yeah, we're all on the same page now. And they walk off, and Liv says to Raquel was like, "Yo, that Bailey shit, we got to take care of that." And she was like, "Yeah." You're like, "Yeah, like I got an idea." So they just walk off. So then we have the tag match: Penta and Braun versus Finn and Dom, and they cheat, and Finn gets the pin on Penta.
Yep.
Finn pins Penta, and we go into that later on. So then we get Chad Gable. Chad Gable's talking to Pierce and he's faking sick. And Pierce is like, yo, next week, we're going to be in your hometown. And Chad's like, yeah. He was like, I can wrestle next week. And he goes, no, you're sick. He was like, no, but I'll probably be better next week. He's like, no, 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 never mind. I'm going to get Americana Grande, whatever the fuck his name is. He's going to,
Grande Americano.
yeah. He tells him he's going to wrestle next week. We're like, oh, okay. And then, like, Chad's pissed off and then he walks away. So he bumps into Otis and Tozawa. So Maxine comes in and goes, hey, I wanted to talk to you about the tag team situation. And Pierce goes, you know what? He was like, yeah, Tozawa and Otis, they might be in line for a tag team thing. And she goes, well, not them, me. So for everybody that doesn't know what's going on, this has been like in the background a bunch of shots, in the background of some shit. Her and Natty are talking about teaming up. So that's the thing.
Okay.
Yeah, because a lot of people didn't know that.
I didn't. So you told me something there.
Hmm. So Penta and Braun are beefing because Penta's like, yo, you fucked me over. You made me lose. Fuck you. I'm going to take your title. And he's like, yeah, whatever.
You are
So,
stupid.
yeah, that's basically what he said. So then we had Logan Paul and AJ Styles. And Logan Paul said he's going to face AJ Styles at WrestleMania, blah, blah, blah. Who gives a shit? Whatever.
We knew that was gonna happen.
Yes. So then we get Lyra Valkyria. And Lyra is talking about, I'm going to defend my title next week against Bailey. She deserves it because she's a friend of mine and she helped me. And this is what pisses me off. It's like, you put Lyra Valkyria, the Intercontinental Champion, into a feud with the women's tag team champions, and you added Bailey into this. So you made this the dumbest fucking thing ever. And once again, this is one of those things where it's like we're throwing shit in a bag for WrestleMania. And it's like you could have had so much good shit. You could have had Lyra have a one-on-one or a multi-women match for her IC title. You could have defended that at WrestleMania. You could have had Bailey versus Roxy. You could have had Liv and Raquel. You could have them versus Maxine and Natalia. I know that's like a fucking dumb match, but it would be for the tag titles.
Could have
It
had
would
it.
be for the
Yeah.
tag. Like you could have all of that. You could have all of that. You could fill out the card. You could fill out the card. Everything would be fun. I'm going to give them to next week because next week it's living. Well, it's not even living Raquel next week. Next week is Bailey versus Lyra Valkyrie.
Yeah.
But hopefully they have the match the week after that, and we just move on, and we never talk about it again, and everybody goes on to their own singles feud. Hopefully.
The only thing I could think of to like fix it at least for Lyra, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that and like somebody else I'm gonna mention too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, next week is Bailey versus Lyra, as you
Mm-hmm.
said. Like you mentioned in the NXT segment, have Roxy interfere.
Mm-hmm.
Then you could turn that into a three-way. I know you. I know. We have a bunch of three-ways, and like you want a one-on-one and whatever. But it's better than them feuding with like the tag team champions. You know what I mean? And
Anything
like
is better.
fucking Roxy would be at her WrestleMania. So
No, you could just give them one-on-one matches. Like you get them one-on-one matches. Like fucking like Lyra should be defending the IC title at WrestleMania. She should
yeah,
be like that's what she should be doing. And Bailey should have her match with Roxy. That's what
yeah,
should happen. Like I said, you can do something with the tag team champions. Like it's not that hard. Like I swear to God, they feel like this is rocket scientists and
and
they're
it's
fucking
not.
2 years old and they can't fucking get it together. It's the easiest shit in the world. I'm
Yeah,
so fucking irritated by this shit.
yeah.
So then we get a backstage with the Judgment Day, and Finn is all excited, and Finn's like, "Yeah," he's like, "Yeah, we won." And Finn goes, "I'm gonna talk to Adam Pearce and get an Intercontinental title shot." And he walks off, and Liv just smiles, and her smile just like fades. And she goes up to Dom, and she goes, "He didn't just win that by himself. You helped him." And she was like, "You know that like you should be getting the title shot too. Like, like this isn't gonna work the way he thinks." And she's like basically telling Dom like he's getting screwed over, and Dom's like, "Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go talk to Pierce." So it's looking like we're gonna have the four-way, which is also stupid to me because it's like you can have two separate matches. You can you can start the full breakup of the Judgment Day, Finn versus Dom, one-on-one at WrestleMania, and then we can have Braun versus Penta for the IC title, and we can go about our ways. But don't like I said, I don't know what the fuck is going on with WrestleMania.
Love your girlfriend who lived though.
She's really good at what she does. Like I can't I can't wait till they break up because I want to see how Dom fares by himself, and I want to
Hmm.
see what hell Liv just does on her own.
Yep.
Cause like Liv is just being a mastermind of like different shit, but I want to see what she does just as Liv by herself again.
Because you see what I see. When they break up, Dom's being the face and Liv becoming the heel still. Her little mastermind.
I've said that 8 months ago. I said that when this whole thing was started, I was like, yeah, Dom's gonna be a face, Liv's gonna be a heel,
Yep.
but I want to see how this plays out.
Same.
Like to be honest, we should be at the point where it's playing out till it's finished because it's WrestleMania season. And WrestleMania should be the end game, but apparently WrestleMania is just a stopgap now. So I don't fucking know anymore. I honestly don't fucking know.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So then we get to the main event, which is Io Shirai defending her world title versus Rhea Ripley with Bianca Belair as the best looking referee I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
So the match is going on, and I'm just like, in my mind, I'm trying to figure out how is this going to end because they have to get to the triple threat. How's this going to end? So Rhea boots Bianca by accident, and then she pins Io, and Bianca's out on the floor, and then they start arguing. So Io gets back in the ring, and Io just like they start going, and then Rhea moves, and Bianca gets hit with a drop kick. So Bianca's just pissed off now. Bianca's like, fuck this. She goes, fuck this. And she just cancels the match. She was like, fuck it. I'm canceling the match. I don't give a fuck. She ends the match. So then Io, Rhea, Bianca, they all start fighting. And Rhea winds up laying out Io and Bianca. And she
Yeah.
just grabs the title, and that's it. And the reason why this is perfect, and the reason why this is perfect is because she didn't have a way in. She scribbled her name on the contract. She doesn't have a way in. She she wasn't part of the match. She shouldn't be there. So with her beating both their asses and taking the title, she's in. Like she gets her way in because look, guys, I stole this. I did this to you. I am the person. So now they're both like, no, we both want to whip her ass. So that makes sense.
Well, I 100% agree with you.
Hmm.
This makes sense. I love everything. I'm not criticizing, right?
Hmm.
The one thing I gotta disagree with you on,
Hmm.
he wrote in the contract. That's a Shawn Michaels, Chris Benoit, Triple H thing. That by default, he already was in my view. I'm probably the only one that thinks that way. But yeah, it was as simple as that. Like you said earlier, make it easy. Like they didn't have to do all this. I'm glad they did because it's good, but they didn't have to.
Yeah, no, like to me, like when you put your name on a contract, that's a wrestling trope. That
Yeah.
means you're in. But when they said, when Pierce was like, no, 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 that's not how it works. I was like, okay, well, I guess. And then we just went around this whole fuckery bullshit. But it literally was like, my name's on a contract. I should be in.
Yep.
And it's like, that's a wrestling thing. And it's like, no, 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 no. We're not doing that. So, like, WrestleMania's build is just like the fucking worst. Like,
It is.
it's the worst. And like, I'm not even gonna be like, oh, when we get there, it's gonna be such a great night. It's not because like it's the worst build I've ever seen. It's like all of this shit, like WrestleMania is should be and always has been the end game of shit. Like when feuds are happening, end game is WrestleMania. Oh, end game is WrestleMania. Everything in game is WrestleMania. Right now, it just
100%.
feels like WrestleMania is just another show. It's not the show, it's another show.
Hmm. Yep.
And that's just like, it's fucking irritating me because last year, Endgame, it was the end game of a lot of shit. This one is just like, no, it's just an extra step. because it's like so much shit that's gonna go down here. There's gonna be like, oh, it's gonna spin out to a new rivalry or this, and it's like, yeah, but like that's not how WrestleMania is. Like the John Cena thing. John Cena is gonna be a heel champion. Now Cody's gonna have to chase. Like, okay, I mean, that's something that's not an end game. Then we have the whole Judgment Day breakup. That doesn't happen to after WrestleMania, which should happen at WrestleMania. It's like, okay, that's like, it's just dumb. Intercontinental Championship, like all of this shit that's there should have just been all taken care of at WrestleMania. It's not like, oh, and WrestleMania.
I
It's
agree.
this is just so it's so back asswards, and I can't I can't fucking get I can't fucking explain. I can't explain this. So we go to Dynamite, the last one before Dynasty.
Very nasty. Oh shit.
So it actually started off with what I thought was going to be the main event. So I thought this was going to be the main event, which is the mixed tag match between Moxley and Marina Shafir versus Willow and Swerve.
Why wasn't that the main event?
Because of what happened, I see why it wasn't the main event, and I have thoughts on that. But that's why like it wasn't the main event. But it's like, okay, well, I mean, I guess that's a thing.
Yeah.
So they have this match, and I don't care what anybody says, and like you guys could crucify me if you want to. This match was sloppy as shit.
It was. It was.
And like it was mostly like Marina Shafir's fault, and it was sloppy. Like it was sloppy. I didn't like it. There was a couple mix ups and shit, but Swerve gets the win,
Hmm.
and he pins Moxley, and I was like, oh, go home. If this is go home math, then that's what happens. Like go home math, then yeah, like Moxley's definitely winning.
Yeah.
So somewhere in this match, because later on, like Marina Shafir has her arm fucked up. Like somewhere in this match, her arm got fucked up.
It was when Swerve kicked the shit out of her by accident.
I mean, that could have been it. And Moxley hit the Death Rider on Willow, and after like later on, like some shit happens, and like I was like, is that knowledge? Like, do I know that? Like, I don't think I know that. Cause like later on, like Willow's in the back getting checked on, and Renee's back there, and Swerve gets pissed off, and he's like, "Yo, I'm gonna kick Moxley's ass. I'm gonna fuck him up." And he's saying this in front of Renee, and Renee's like looks sad because like Willow got hurt because of Moxley, and the thing is, Swerve goes, "Yeah, like she has a bad neck," and Moxley knew that, and I was like,
I don't
"When
even
did?"
know that.
Yeah, I was like, "I didn't know that. Like, when the fuck did that happen?" I'm like, oh, okay, but all right. And then he said he's gonna kick Moxley's ass later on. So, and I know I skipped ahead because like that happened later on, but I skipped ahead because I wanted to talk about it
Yeah.
now. Then we had Dax with the FTR shirt on, an FTR jacket, and he talks to the referee and it's like, "Hey man, um, I've had to pay this fine. It was $10,000. I'm gonna give it to you, and I want you to take out your wife and do something nice for her. Don't cash that before Friday though."
Oh wow.
So then he talks to Cash, and Cash is like, he's like, "No, we're not all good." He's like, "Hey, but we got that match this Sunday," and he was like, "We're gonna do this match on Sunday, but after this match, I don't know." And then Dex was like, "Oh man, I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see what happens."
He said something like, "We gotta talk" or some shit.
So I'm just throwing this out there. They're all heel. They're all heel.
Even Cope.
Um, I'm just gonna leave it at that. I'm just gonna leave it at that because yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
So then we get the brackets for the men's side of the tournament. So here's the thing, right?
Hmm.
Jay White is injured. Jay White is injured again. He's injured, so he's out because he was supposed to be in this tournament.
Yep.
Then Mark Davis is also injured, and he's out. So that's cool. So here's the tournament bracket so far. Will Ospreay is going to face Kevin Knight because I think he was going to face Jay White.
Yeah.
He's facing Kevin Knight. And then we have Brody King versus Takeshita. I was like, okay, that's going to be a good match. So that's on one side. So let's see, Will Ospreay beating Kevin Knight, Brody King getting beat by Takeshita. We're going to have Ospreay versus Takeshita. Ospreay beats Takeshita. He goes to the finals. Then we have on the other side, Mark Briscoe versus Kyle Fletcher. Then we have Hangman versus the Wild Card.
Always that wild card.
Yeah, and a lot of people are speculating is Josh Alexander. That would piss me off if it was Josh Alexander. And the only reason I say it would piss me off is because he's going to come here and lose. He's definitely going to fucking lose because you're not going to have him go in here and run through Hangman when Hangman is on a hot streak.
Yep.
So I'm seeing Hangman beats whoever the wild card is, and he's going to take on Kyle Fletcher because Kyle Fletcher is going to be Mark Briscoe. Hangman's going to beat him, and it's going to be Ospreay versus Hangman at the finals, and Ospreay's going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I feel like that's what's going to happen, and that's how this is going to work. So then they showed the women's bracket, which I am utterly not excited about, and it's for reasons. So on one side we have Jamie Hayter versus Billy Starks.
That's already starting off uncomfortable.
Yeah, because like they just wrestled and Jamie beat Billy Starks. So I'm seeing Jamie beat Billy again. Then we're gonna have Thunder Rosa versus Chris Statlander. And I don't know how this is gonna go because there's a lot of people who speculate in Thunder Rosa should win. And I'm kind of leaning more to Chris Statlander. So I'm gonna go with Chris in my opinion.
Okay.
And then we have the interesting side. On the other side, we have Julia Hart versus Mercedes Moné and Harley Cameron versus Athena. Mercedes is definitely beating Julia, and Athena is definitely beating Harley.
Yeah.
The problem with this is everybody who has seen the brackets immediately are going, I think Athena needs to beat Mercedes and go to the finals, and that leaves them to have their match at All In for the TBS title because Mercedes is going to need a win back, and they're going to have the match there, and it's going to be for the TBS title. But okay, so here's the thing. Let's go
Mhm.
with their logic. Let's go with their logic. If that happens, Athena beats Mercedes.
Yeah.
Athena beats Mercedes, which leads to a match at All In. Here's the thing: All In is in Texas, where Athena is from, and it's going to be for the TBS title. Now, if Mercedes loses to Athena and they say, oh, I get a title shot, I get to face Mercedes for the title, it doesn't make sense for Mercedes to lose twice.
It doesn't.
So that is like, that's the dumbest part. People are like, oh, yeah, she's going to lose and then she's going to lose again. And it's like, that doesn't make any sense. And plus, here's the thing, if you're going to have the biggest match you can have in AEW, it's Tony Storm versus Mercedes. That
Hmm.
has to happen. So to me, this is what should happen. Mercedes should beat Athena, but she should beat Athena in the worst way possible, in like some kind of cheap, fucked up, fucking weird ass way where she wins. And
Fuckery.
it's like, Huh?
Just fuckery.
Yeah, some real bad fuckery where it's like too obvious where people be like, nah, Athena she gotta fight her after this. And I'm perfectly fine with that because it does set up them for another match. So Mercedes can go to the end and win. And then she faces Tony at the biggest pay-per-view of the year. Like the only other option is Jamie Hayter. Jamie Hayter's the only other option. Because I
If
don't
they
think
push her.
like that's it. Like because it's like but the biggest match should be Mercedes versus Tony at All In. We should
Mm-hmm.
have that big huge match, not not another match with Mercedes and Athena where people are like, oh, that's the match, and it's like, no, we have pay-per-views before that. Like you could do Mercedes versus um Athena at Forbidden Door because that's before the big pay-per-view. You can have it right there. You're like, okay, they can have the match, and she loses the TBS title, and now she's angry, but then she has the big world title match, so she doesn't care.
And Forbidden Door makes more sense because they're quote unquote two different companies, quote unquote. We know it's
Mm-hmm.
bullshit, but you know what I mean. So
But
it
like
makes more
that,
sense. And like
yeah.
Athena losing here, as you said, like Athena didn't lose anything. She didn't lose the title, whatever. She
Mm-hmm.
loses against fucking Mercedes and whatever. That might be a title match, title for title. You know?
Mm-hmm. Like people are just like they're saying, oh, that's the biggest match they could do. That's the biggest match they could do. If they do it the right way, you get two matches out of this. You get the TBS title where Athena finally gets the title and she's on the main roster, and
Hmm.
Mercedes goes for the world title and she beats Tony Storm because it's like nothing else Tony can do.
Yep.
Like Tony has ran through everybody. She hasn't fought Jamie Hayter yet, which is a match that I would like to see.
Me too.
But it's like it's not really nothing else you could do. So you might as well go with the biggest match you have at the biggest show of the year because All In Texas is supposed to be their biggest show of the year. So why not?
Yeah.
And also, like, you can have Athena defend her title at the biggest show of the year. Like, she's defending the TBS title in her hometown against somebody and getting a win. Because, like, if you don't do that and you have, oh, we're going to have Mercedes versus Athena for the TBS title, and it's like, okay, yeah, and it's not the first time, so it's not like this big sexy match that you're like, oh, I'm definitely waiting to see this. It'll be like their third time wrestling, and you'll be like, oh, okay.
At that point, who cares?
Yeah, it's like, who cares? And like, oh yeah, she won the title in her hometown, but like, yeah, but like we saw this match like three other times. Who cares? It's like it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Not a, that's what would piss me off. It's like, yeah, I don't like that. Like if they did it the right way, it would be okay, we're getting this Mercedes Tony match. Wow. And also, in her hometown, Athena's defending the TBS title against fuck it, Jamie Hayter or Britt Baker or somebody. You'd be like, wow, this is a first time match, big match, and you like you have two big matches, two champions defended. Good for you. Like it would be great.
Glad you mentioned Britt Baker because I was just about to ask you about her.
Yeah, nobody really knows what the fuck is going on with her. Like to be honest, I'm not even joking. There's no known anything about this.
Oh
Like
wow.
she apparently she's still under contract. No one knows anything else. That's it.
Mm.
So then we had Tony Storm versus Penelope Ford, and she beats Penelope Ford, but also Penelope can wrestle.
The rest of her ass off. Like seriously.
Yes. So Tony gets the win. Then Megan Bain came out there, the Megasis, what they call her, and she was just standing there looking at Tony. Tony's looking at her. She's looking at Tony. Tony's looking at her. I'm looking at the floor. Yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, it was
What
weird.
the fuck? I'm looking at the floor.
So then we get the times for All In, and All In will be in the afternoon on July 15th. It'll be in the afternoon because that same exact day, WWE is running Saturday night. They're running Saturday night's main event that night. So instead of them going head to head, it will be in the early daytime, and then Saturday night's main event will be in nighttime. So both shows all day wrestling on that Saturday.
Fuck it.
Yeah. So then we have MVP and Bob Lash. And they're out there, and MJF comes out and says, "Oh, yeah, last week I know you guys were fucking around, but like, yeah, no, I'm ready to be in the crew. Like, come on, let me in." And Bob Lash is like, "No, we're not letting you in. Bye." And then MJF leaves. And he just looks back like, "Oh, man, you guys kicked me out."
You
So,
can't kick him out if he wasn't in.
well, So what do you see with this? Because like people are like, "Oh, he's gonna cost Big Bill and Brian Keith their match," and it's like, okay, because he wants in. Like the better thing would be him have his own crew and just beat the shit out of the Hurt Locker business.
It was this old commercial back in the day. I forget where it came from.
Hmm.
You know, gonna know exactly what I'm talking about as soon as I say it.
Hmm.
¿Por qué no los dos? It's gonna be a complete rehash of fucking MJF joining the Jericho Jerk Off Society and whatever. Where like he tries his like damnedest to fucking join. He joins only to screw him over later with his own crew. So you're
Okay.
probably gonna get both.
Okay, I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
So then we had Brian Keith and Big Bill beat up two dudes to prove to Bob Lash and MVP that they deserve a tag title match. And they don't announce it right there. They wait 5 seconds and say, "Hey, they're gonna have a tag team title match."
Why you took so fucking long?
I don't know. So then we have Mercedes, and she's doing her Mercedes thing until Harley and the puppet pop up because they're going to be a tag team on Collision to face Julia Hart and Athena.
Yay. Yeah, I guess. Whatever.
Yeah, I guess. So then we have Will Ospreay and Kevin Knight versus Blake Christensen and Swagger Lee Johnson.
I keep forgetting their team.
Yeah, they're a team on Ring of Honor. Apparently, they're not a team on Ring of Honor no more because they're on the main roster now.
How about that?
You know what was really funny about this match? Like, I'm looking at Will Ospreay and then I'm looking at Blake Christian. Blake Christian just looks like a smaller version of Will Ospreay.
I was thinking that, but I didn't want to say it out loud. Thank you.
No, I'm saying it. I'm saying it. So Will and Kevin Knight gets the win, and they'll be facing each other on Sunday at Dynasty.
I didn't like this because it was kind of obvious that that was going to happen.
Wait, what, you didn't like it?
Yeah, like the way they announced, oh, we're facing each other. Yeah, duh.
Yeah, but you didn't know that they were facing each other on Dynasty.
Okay, not in Dynasty, but I knew.
Yeah. Because, like, I didn't know that they were going to make the match on Dynasty either, but, like, it just happened. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
And then they also announced that Mercedes will be facing Julia on Dynasty as the first match in the tournament.
Julia Hart, right?
Yeah, Julia Hart.
My
Yeah, not
mind went to the other Julia. I'm sorry.
no, not the other Julia. And speaking of her, we did find out what her injury is. She has a foot injury, a foot and ankle injury.
Oh,
So she'll be back soon.
cool.
So we had the ops, and they said, "Hey, we're gonna be a dynasty, and we're gonna sit in the crowd like we did last time." Okay.
I don't remember them in the crowd, but okay.
No, they were in the crowd in the last pay per view. and the pay-per-view before that.
Okay.
So then we had Brody King versus Lance Archer, and Brody King's in the tournament. Why the fuck was Lance Archer beating his ass?
To make you think he's not going to advance somewhere, which he will. I'm not saying he's going to win. He's just going to advance.
I don't think he's gonna advance at all. I don't think he's gonna advance.
Okay. Then Brody's a fucking loser then.
Yeah, he was getting his ass beat, and then he finally beat Lance Archer. He pinned him 1, 2, 3, and that was that. So then we go to Claudio versus Cope.
Oh my god, I hated this match.
You hated this match too?
Yes, yes, I had to say that. The quote unquote joke I told you while we was watching it, that's
Mm-hmm.
truly how I feel. Like watching Cope, he lost his whole fucking aura and whatever. Like at this point, it's fucking elderly abuse. He gets beat up and whatever. Even if he wins, he gets fucked up badly.
You know the funny part about that is like I saw this take a couple of times that like people was like, Cope kind of sucks in AEW. And when you say it out loud, people always go, "Oh, you're just an AEW hater. You're just an AEW hater." It's not that I'm an AEW hater. It's actually how I feel. It's like Cope just doesn't seem like Cope anymore.
Here's
I
the
mean,
bad part.
mm-hmm,
Even like somehow I knew you was gonna say that because obviously they would say that, right? Here's
mm-hmm,
my retort to that, right?
yeah.
Even before he went to AEW, he lost his shit because like his whole feud with the fucking Judgment Day, ever since he been back from the Rumble, he kind of lost something. So even in WWE, I wasn't high up on Edge like that.
I I get you. Like Edge is he just doesn't feel like Edge anymore.
Yeah,
Like it's just, but like I mean, a lot of people still nostalgia love him, but like it just doesn't feel like it to me.
that's the only thing keeping him like relevant, nostalgia.
Well, I mean, there probably will be some more nostalgia coming later on if FTR turns on him and then he gets back with his old friend Christian who saves him. And then we have Edge and Christian versus FTR.
Oh no, Christian's not on his own anymore.
Yeah. So after Cope wins, they throw him out, and then we have this backstage thing. I love this. I really love this. So Swerve is going to attack Moxley. He's looking for Moxley. And he bumps into Hangman, and Hangman's so angry. He's like, I told you, I'll never let you win that title. And Swerve's like, what is wrong with you? And Hangman says, you broke into my house. Swerve goes, you burned my house down. Hangman says, you deserved it. And Swerve says, I know. And everybody stopped. Everybody collectively stopped. And Hangman says, what did you say? Swerve says, I know.
That
So,
that was his little way of apologizing, right?
yep, that was his way of apologizing. It was like it was so good because Hangman stopped and like all of his and you could look at him and all of his anger just disappeared and he didn't know what to do and he wanted to say something and then he just walked away just really fast. And I was like, oh my God. Like they just basically turned them and made like they finished the story as far as them hating each other and it went full circle and it made sense. And I was like, okay, okay, I like this.
That
Like I
made me
really like
happy.
yeah, like this popped me like cause like I did cause I was actually getting mad like when they were arguing, I was like, just let him go for the title and then take it from him. That's what I was yelling. I was like, you can do it that way. Just screw him that way. And then when he said, I know, I just was in silent, like, oh my God, he just acknowledged that he was an asshole. He he just apologized.
Like right now, they're on again, off again, bad guys, both of them, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But they're fighting against Mox and Death Riders, quote unquote, as you call them, the MWO. they're fighting for their company, right? So what if Hangman actually like tries to help Swerve later? Like, you know?
We'll talk about that in a few seconds.
Okay.
So Swerve gets attacked by the MWO. They beat his ass. They bring him out. They pour glass in the ring. They powerbomb him on the glass. The MWO leave. Swerve sits up like he's the Undertaker, starts laughing, and Moxley and them are looking at him like, "Oh, okay, all right,
Like
okay."
commentary was talking about like they were phased. Like Moxley was just like whatever.
Hmm. So since Dynasty is coming up, what's the prediction on Swerve versus Moxley? Who do you see winning here?
Moxley, but like Hangman's gonna try to help him.
Yeah, I see that too. Hangman's going to try to help him, but Moxley is definitely beating Swerve. Like, and I know people want Moxley to lose a title. He's losing to Osprey at All In. Shut the
Hmm.
fuck up. It's fine.
Yeah.
So then we have Tony Storm versus Megan Bayne for the women's title. Who do you have here?
Tony. It is
Of
Tony
course,
time.
yeah, like there's no way Megan is winning this. Then we have the triple threat for the international title. Ricochet versus Omega versus Speedball.
I'm gonna surprise you in this one.
Mhm.
Ricochet's winning. He's gonna cheat his ass off. As much as it's gonna piss me off, he's gonna win.
Okay, I'm going with Kenny Omega.
Okay. You went with what I would go with.
So then we have for the TBS title, no outside interference, no time limit. Adam Cole versus Daniel Garcia.
I don't care. I mean, Adam Cole.
Well, damn, like yeah, I think Adam is gonna be the new TBS champion.
The whole build to that shit, like it's pissed me off. So there you go.
Yeah. So then we have Osprey versus Kevin Knight in the tournament.
Osprey.
Yeah. Mercedes versus Julia Hart in the tournament.
Mercedes.
Yeah, of course. Like there's no way Julia Hart is winning that.
I mean, there's the slight 1%, not even 1%, like half percent chance she gets her win back. Because remember, like Mercedes was be here for the title to begin with, so
Yeah.
but I doubt it.
So then we have the six-man titles, rated FTR versus the MWO.
Rated FTR. I mean, Death
What?
Riders, Death Riders. I'm sorry, I'm
Oh
sorry, I'm
shit.
sorry. Because you know why I got fucked up? Because you called them all bad guys, and I'm going with the bad guys, which in this case is the Death Riders. So the Death
Yeah,
Riders.
it's definitely the MWO. The MWO is they're gonna win, and then after the match, we're gonna see FTR beat the shit out of Edge, and Christian's gonna come out and save him, and
Hmm.
then here we go with Edge and Christian versus the other guys. Okay,
Yes, 1000%.
yeah. So that's that.
Hmm.
And did you know that Rusev Day is back?
Yes, I knew. Ready to celebrate? What day
No,
is Rusev Day?
no, not celebrating. Like I don't care about that guy. He's back. Apparently, they said he's there. So how do you feel about it? Like, are you happy he's back? You sad he's back? What's up? What's the feeling?
Just like the Adam Cole versus Danny Garcia match. I don't care. I'm okay. That doesn't bother me one bit.
Okay, I mean, cause like I saw like some people get like extremely happy, and it's like, are you really happy? Like, do you actually care? Like, do you actually give a fuck? Like, cause like to me, it's like I don't care, and it went from like him being in WWE, just like the slow decline that Vince put him on, had me like, I didn't give a fuck. Then when he went to AEW, it was a small, tiny blip. Was like, I care, and then from there was like, I don't give a shit.
Here's the thing with Rusev, and maybe
Oh,
like I'm overthinking this, right?
uh-huh.
Rusev can't work by himself, so he's probably gonna need Lana with him. whatever. So they're probably gonna have to re-sign her. Because when were the only instances you cared about Rusev? One, when he was with Lana, with the whole Rusev crush. Two, Rusev Day when he was at Aiden in English and whatever.
Hmm.
And then like probably a little while when he was in AEW with Kip Sabian and whatever. That was kind of funny when they were feuding with fucking the best friends and shit. That was good for a while. And I guess Lana again in AEW, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't, to be honest, like all those things that you said, I didn't really give a shit about. Like I gave a shit about him when he first like started the Rusev Day thing because it was funny.
Yeah,
I give a shit about that, and then like I stopped caring because like the way stuff was going, I didn't give a fuck. I was like, oh, whatever, who cares?
yeah.
I didn't give a shit. And like then he came over to AEW, did the whole video game thing, and I was like, ah, I kind of care. And then it was like, oh, I don't give a fuck again. I'm
Exactly.
not I'm not high up on this dude. I'm sorry. It's like he's not somebody I'm like, yeah, you know what? I want to see Rusev Day. I really don't give a shit.
He needs a sidekick. That's that's the only thing.
I don't even care if it's a sidekick. It's just something. Like he needs something. Like to me, it's like I don't really give a shit.
Yeah.
So that's about all. Like that's it. And any last words?